There you are! You monsters! Water!
Alright folks, this is Xearrik, and I want to talk to you about Xenoblade 3, how I feel about the game so far, and give you a few quick tips about the game. There's a few things I've noticed that other players struggle with in other Xenoblade games, and I want to talk about that real quick. First off, it's a little bit more obvious in this game, but I still want to talk about it, and that's that when enemies target you, you see this red line, and you see how it broke, and there was a sound effect when that targeting changed. And if you look at the top right part of the screen, if we zoom in over here, you can see that number. You're going to want to pay attention to those things because when you're out in the wild, early game, you're not going to experience this much. But I guarantee when you're out in the wild later on in the game, you're going to be attacked from behind and you didn't even see it. Now, there's a few things you can do for that. First off, just be more aware. Be more aware. Also, if we come into the system options and you go to audio and you turn down your music, your effects, and your system down by about 2 ticks, and you leave your voices at max, and then you turn up your headset a little bit, you're more likely to hear audio cues in the fight. The specific audio cues is the things that they're saying, but they'll give you little warnings that things are happening. They'll tell you what moves they're using. They'll give all these little audio cues beyond just the game's UI. I have some more tips, but let's go ahead and talk about how I feel about the game so far. I love it. I love it. The game is so great. It's so great so far, and I'm looking forward to it. This is my first impressions though. I only have a few hours experience, you know. I like to waddle in my games like an obese pig. Oh, it's so good. So far. My next little tip, if you're an experienced Xenoblade player and you played Xenoblade 2, attack canceling is gone. Don't bother with it. Watch this. Boom. Look how long it takes before the second attack. They went out of their way to make it so that if you try to attack cancel, you get heavily punished. Just let it roll. Look how much faster I'm attacking. I know that's sad, but it's just the way it is. Attack canceling is out. The next tip is these training drills here. You're going to want to go into these training drills and do some of these things only if you're struggling. If you're struggling with some mechanic that the game told you about, like you don't know how to do the break topple and things like that, just hop into these training drills. Any later game mechanics that you're not understanding quite what's going on, hop into those training drills, give them a try. They seem pretty solid. All right, I went back to an older save for this. Let's talk about these arts here. So if I go into battle here and we take a look at this art, if we look over here, you see it says dazed and it shows an arrow up. What that means is that it doesn't daze. This is something that a lot of people struggle with Xenoblade 2. What that means is that it does extra damage while dazed. Now, notice that this says break, side break. That actually means that you do a break attack if you attack them from the side. Where, notice there's no arrow. This cancel attack means that it's an up. It means you do extra damage if you cancel attack. So remember, just because this something says dazed, break, or anything like that, it doesn't mean it actually does that. It only does that if there's no arrow. The arrow up means that it does additional damage when you do that thing. Early on in the game, your character has an attack stone. Then they tell you to buy this bronze temple guard, and they tell you to equip it to this character. That's not how you play the game. I think the tutorial's pretty solid so far, much better than Xenoblade 2, but that's a mistake in the tutorial, and they force you to do it. You got to pay attention to percentage-based boosters over here. Boost maximum HP by 20%. So if we take this off of him, his HP is 1300. And if we take this off of him, notice his HP is 691. Well, the tank is going to be taking more damage than the attacker because, you know, he's going to get aggro and stuff. But if I put that item on, notice my HP doesn't increase by that much. It's because it's a percentage-based boost. Where if I put the same item on him, it is a massive increase in his stuff because it's a percentage-based boost. So for the most part, in games that have percentage-based boosters, you're going to want to reinforce success and not reinforce failure. And what that means is you're probably not going to give him a percentage-based HP boost item. You're going to want to give him an attack boost item. If you look at their attacks, his 79, hers is 58, his is 97. So if we put that item that was on him before, if I can find it, there we go, attack stone. Notice that it's going to have a much higher effect on him because it's a 66% boost in his auto attack damage, which his auto attack damage is going to be way higher than a tank. The game even recommends items to you with these little icons next to it, saying that these are good for attackers, but yet it still, for some reason at the beginning of the game, tells you to equip a health percentage-based item on a very low HP character. You're going to want to do the opposite of that. Okay, so the final 2 tips. First, camera. They don't tell you about this control here. Final 3 tips. I just remember another control. So if you hold ZL, you unlock the ability to zoom in. You can play the game in first person mode if you want. So if you're really, really struggling in fights, knowing where enemies are, you can bring your camera out really far like this and see the battlefield a lot better. It might be better, it might be worse. The camera does auto zoom out if you're fighting large enemies, so probably isn't necessary. For me, I like to play with the camera a little bit closer because I like to have a good view of my characters because they look so cool. Next is the quick save feature. If you've been saving the game, you might not have noticed. It tells you. You probably already know. Just press Y. It's right down there. Some people weren't noticing how to quick save. Just press start, press Y, and then it saves real fast. And the final tip, the most important tip of them all, is the game teaches you how to level up your characters by using bonus XP at the camp. Now, bonus XP is in the other Xenoblade games as well. It's in the first Xenoblade game if you turn on expert mode, and it's in Xenoblade 2 by default. So basically, when you start the game, there's easy, normal, and hard. Using the camp to level up is like putting the game on very easy, or putting it somewhere between hard and normal. So if you pick normal, and then you use all your bonus experience to level up at camps, you're basically putting it on a little, like somewhere between easy and normal. There's really no need for that. As long as you're doing side quests, you're probably going to become over leveled. And unfortunately, so far in this game, there isn't a way to level my character down. Hopefully they add that, because I really like to control my levels in RPGs. I'll quickly find myself personally becoming over leveled because I will do all the side quests and all these extra things and fight all these extra enemies that I don't have to. And I find myself becoming over leveled. And if you're the type of person who rushes through the game and doesn't do any side quests, then you're going to want to use that camp to give yourself some extra XP. If you're the type of person who does any side quests at all, don't do that, because you're going to become over leveled fairly quickly. And once you become over leveled, the game is going to become a lot more boring because there's not going to be much challenge behind it. Unless that's the thing you love. Unless the thing you love is playing the games on easy mode and just kind of face rolling your way through the game, then definitely by all means use that camp experience as much as possible. But if you're the type of person who enjoys any sort of difficulty whatsoever, only level your character up the one time it forces you to. Unfortunately, it forces you to give your characters one level at the very beginning for some reason. After that, you don't have to use it anymore. So I would recommend not using it unless, like I said, you're the type of person who wants to rush through the game. All right, so those are all my tips I have for now. That's going to be it for today. Thank you very much for watching. Stay tuned. Subscribe if you want more stuff, because as I'm playing through this game, I will make more videos about it. If my opinion changes on a thing and my air conditioning turns on. Perfect timing. Sorry about the noise pollution. So, if my opinion changes about things, if I find some more handy quick tips, I'll probably do like that, like quick tip series on this game or something. Something new and interesting that I find out that needs to be talked about. I'll probably have a bunch of quick tips for this game, because this game is going to be my life for the next couple of months, probably. I go deep when I play JRPGs. Okay, boys, I go deep. So we're going deep, all right? We're going deep. And if you want to share that with me, then feel free to subscribe. Also, if you're still here, that's super awesome. Go ahead and drop me a like. You can see I'm a fledgling channel and I need the help. And I do stream on Twitch, but I'm not going to link my Twitch channel. I'm going to make you earn it. You have to earn. You have to go look for it. You know, you'll figure it out. Earn it. All right. And I wonder why I'm not growing. Anyways, have a nice night, everyone. Or day. I'm recording this in the middle of the night, obviously. Well, have a nice whatever it happens to be for you. I'm rambling. This is Xearrik, and I'm out.